Hi everybody. All right, so today we are going to do a little bit of a lesson on persuasive writing because I know it's kind of been a little bit since we've done this one. And persuasive writing is sort of challenging because you don't just write down your thoughts, but you really are trying to persuade someone to believe the same thing as you. So you're not just telling them about it and you're not conveying something that's happened to you, but you're, making a decision, stating your opinion, and then you're backing it up. And I know that sounds like a lot for first grade. But you have actually been working on this all year and you do a really good job at this. And I think it's because you have strong opinions about things. And I know you have a strong opinion about this. So the question we're giving you this week, even though it's kind of easy, is do you prefer learning at home on your computer on like It's Learning or at school? Now, I think I know the answer for most of you. And you're also going to make a graph about it in math, you know what I mean? So you can kind of pull the people in your build or in your house and see, you know what I mean? Do they like it better when you learn at school or do they like it better when you learn at home? I think a lot of you are going to say school, and I like it better when we learn at school. But anytime we're writing a persuasive essay, we like to look at both sides and we kind of make a list. So you're going to look at school, okay, and we're going to look at home. And we're kind of making a pro and con list, sort of, but it's a T-chart, just like we're talking about in math. And we're going to do a couple things about school and a couple things about home. And we want to have at least 2 positive things and 2 negative things if we can think of them. And then, we can kind of make our opinion based on that, because if it's really easy to come up with positive things for school and we fill the whole side up, we probably would rather learn at school, right? So let's talk about school. And I want you to think in your head, what are some positive things about learning at school? Okay, and the first one for me is that we get to be together. I'm going to write be together, okay? You can kind of think, and you can make your own chart, but I'm just going to make one to kind of help you. So we could be together. Another thing that's good about being at school is we can do hands-on activities. You know what I mean? I can give you the materials and we can do those together. I like doing the hands-on activities. All right, negative things about having school. You have to get up earlier, okay? That could be a negative, you know what I mean? Maybe you're really enjoying sleeping in. And you get less time with your family, maybe, right? You see your family less. Okay, maybe you're enjoying being home with your family and all that jazz. So now let's talk about home. Some good things about home is, how about you get to sleep in? This kind of looks like you can use the reasons over here to bounce off. You get to sleep in, you get to be with your family. But maybe the negatives are you miss your friends. But you can't see that whole thing, can you? There you go. Maybe you miss your friends. And maybe sometimes learning from home is confusing. Because, sometimes it's confusing for me trying to talk to people and explain things to people over the computer. That's kind of confusing. Even if I'm just trying to explain, like my mail, sometimes I help her log into, like a Netflix account, but it's confusing to try to explain how to do something over, the computer or over texting or a call. And it's so much easier when you're in person and can show it to people. So that can be kind of confusing for me, but also confusing for you. Trying to learn from somebody this way is confusing. Okay, so that's kind of your chart, right? So then you can think, listen, I could list 10 more reasons I like school. You know what I mean? I like eating lunch at school. I like recess time. I like specials at school. And so we're going to write that we like it at school. Now, that's just my opinion. And if you want to write about liking it at home, that is okay. Because the most important part of a persuasive essay is picking your opinion, picking your side, and sticking to it, right? Whatever you believe in, that's what you have to write. Because in a persuasive essay, you have to defend it and make sure that you're convincing them. So now we're going to write the whole thing today because we've got some of our guest teachers doing some lessons this week. But if you need to take a couple days to do this, that's fine. You know what I mean? It's the whole thing is several sentences. So take 3 or 4 days to write this, and that is okay. So we always start our And if I were you, I'd keep that pro-con list and use that as your reasons, those positive reasons, because you're going to need to. Okay, so you want to keep that so that you can use those in your thing, but I just needed my board. So the first thing we do is our main top sentence, we state our opinion. Okay, so I think, actually, we don't even need to write I think. You want to be more firm than that. So we should learn at school next year. Okay, and that is our first sentence. Okay, sentence 1 is state your opinion. You need to tell your reader what you believe and what you're convincing them of. Then you need 2 sentences convincing them of that. Okay, so your second sentence and your third sentence are both going to convince your reader that we should learn at school. So we should learn at school next year. And the first one was something about, my reason was about, we like to be learning together in person. So school is better when we can learn with others. Okay. And then the hands-on. Okay. We learn more when we can do hands-on activities. And then maybe your last sentence down here, sentence number 4, maybe is when you wrap your whole thing up. Because our writing, every time we write sort of an essay type thing, it's a sandwich. And this is the top bread of our sandwich right here. And that starts it out. And we have to close with another piece that's sort of similar. And this is all the good stuff in the middle, all of our good reasons. But the sandwich bread, they need to kind of be the same so that the beginning feels like the end a little bit and it caps our sandwich off. So we're going to come back up here and look, okay, we should learn at school next year. We've given them all the good reasons. So then we say, that is why we should, and we pretty much just repeat this. Learn at school next year. Okay, and the next step of this writing, if you want to take it a little bit farther, is not to repeat this bottom sentence so much, but instead to, let's see if I can get where you can see it. I can't really. But instead to make sure that we restate it in our own words. So instead, you know what I mean, we could at the beginning say, these reasons are why it's more beneficial for us to learn at school, okay, instead of we should learn at school next year. Just that's a good writing, you know what I mean? That way you don't just repeat it, but you put it in your own words. And that's the next step. So if you're not to that step, that's fine. But if you think, oh, I've got this, then try to restate it in your own words. Try not to do the same that you did at the beginning, okay? All right, have fun writing.